What do you speculate the new technique for Gojo is? Okay, so I mentioned this in my review video. If you haven't already, go check that out. But I'm pretty convinced that it's actually not purple. It's actually the fact that this man mentioned every other technique by name and not this one just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And what else doesn't make sense to me is that you're not being subscribed to this channel. Like, I'm trying to hit 20k subscribers before my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, and I need your help to do it. So subscribe for that massive boost in PP energy. But the unlimited hollow technique doesn't make sense to me either. I mentioned this a while back, how Gojo's domain reflects more of his 6 eyes than it does his limitless technique in terms of how it looks and what the effect is. And Gojo's 6 eyes basically lets him slow down and process information in his brain, and his domain is basically the reversal of that. It instead speeds up all the information and just fires it straight into the opponent's brain. But this domain doesn't really reflect red, blue, or even purple. It doesn't really make sense where, for example, you have Sukuna, whose technique is cleave and dismantle, and his domain reflects that by using cleave and dismantle. So with that being said, I could see it being something completely new which we've never seen before, or where it turns out the 6 eyes does actually have a technique, but maybe it's like large cooldown, or it can only be used once, and that's where everyone's getting the theory from, that the 6 eyes disappearing. Who knows? But it could just simply be an extremely souped up hollow purple, and it's like unlimited output. I mean, we saw the damage that motherfucker did between the distance of Shinjuku and Shibuya. That motherfucker made it look like a scene from Chainsaw Man out there. So yeah, I'm sure whatever it is, Gege is about to show us something absolutely insane. I can feel it. Do you think it's a coincidence that Sukuna and Choso have the same marking on their nose? Okay, so I don't want to get too into this because I am cooking up a separate video and I'm working on that right now. But the upshot is, yes, I believe Kenjaku might actually be Sukuna's creator in a similar way that he's Choso's creator and Papi, and it's a very crackpot theory, and it's very viable in my own eyes, though, in my very own delusional eyeballs. But yes, I do think there is some sort of connection there. As for what it is, I can't tell right now, but we'll see. Top 5 characters, also your opinion on the new trailer. Luckily for you, I have a new video out right now, so when you're done watching this, go and watch that one. My opinion on the trailer is there for all you beautiful eyeballs to go and look at, and I will be covering those episodes as they drop because I'm fucking excited for Shibuya, bro. I'm so excited for this shit. But as for my top 5 characters, Yuta, Yuji, Maki, Mahito, Gojo. So I'm pretty sure every time someone asks me to make that list, it changes. But it's always going to be Yuta and Yuji in the top 2, and then the rest probably just, I don't know, they just sort of go everywhere. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what your guys' top 5 actually is. Will Yuji get a domain? And if so, what will it be? Also, Gojo's death is a canon event. Okay, first of all, yes, Gojo's death is definitely going to be a canon event. I see it making an exit on chapter 234. Gojo is no more. But as for Yuji's domain, good lord, I only have 2 things in mind. One of them I actually recently made a video about, so when you're done watching this one, you should go and watch that, and it's about Yuji's benevolent shrine, so definitely go check that one out. But then the other theory I like is actually Yuji just simply forcing no-case technique on his opponents. I didn't really come up with this theory, but I know it's been floating around for ages, and I actually really subscribe to it. I just enjoy the idea of Yuji's domain simply being catch these hands and forcing his opponents into a straight hand-to-hand brawl, in which case I'm always betting on Yuji, unless the opponent is using dirty underhand techniques, you know, always bet on Yuji. But I will say, if Yuji did somehow end up with a domain, I really hope it comes in the way of some sort of an awakening, maybe in a similar way to Megami's did, or even Mahito. Yuji being forced to like the brink of death and having that same moment as Mahito and expanding his domain would go crazy, and it would also fit into that like narrative of the statement that Yuji made saying that I am you when Yuji fought Mahito in Shibuya, which whenever I talk about the Shibuya stuff, I start to get giddy. I can feel the excitement welling up in me because next week those episodes start, and brother, I can't wait, bro. It feels like a fever dream. We're literally here. Like, Shibuya is here. We are there. I can't wait. All aboard the trauma train, eh? Why would Kenjaku say Sukuna is the strongest Takashimo? In the flashback, he witnessed 6 eyes limitless users in the past. Does this mean Sukuna's CT is actually stronger than Gojo? First of all, you have to remember that Gojo right now is the peak of what the Gojo clan has to offer. This dude's birth altered the world. Like, and that has never happened before. His entire birth shifted the balance of power within the world. And Kenjaku even admitted in Shibuya that Gojo is just simply too strong. At that point, 15 Finger Sukuna was a backup plan in case the disaster cases couldn't get Gojo sealed. That was their backup plan here. As for Sukuna's case technique, personally, I think based on their first meeting, he thought he could take Gojo. And I'm talking like very, very early, the first little interaction that they had. I think there and then he thought to himself, I can kill this man if I'm at full power. But then as the story progresses, Sukuna actually witnessed Gojo's infinity when Gojo was fighting Jogo, and he even had it explained to him clearly, and then he witnessed Gojo's domain. I think it's at this point that Sukuna actually just switched up plans and started planning for Megami's body to take over and use it to take out Gojo. I think if Sukuna did have something that could have gotten past Gojo's infinity, I think he would have used it by now. Rather than relying on the lengthy and risky plan of Mahoraga's Dharma Chakra and using the 10 shadows, that's my take on it. Because remember, Sukuna doesn't really care about anything else. All he cares about is strength. He even says a hierarchy based on nothing but strength is boring, and that's all that matters to him. So him taking Megami's body and technique is just him adding to his strength to beat the current strongest. He doesn't care about these fraudulent allegations. He doesn't care about those memes. He doesn't care about it. All he cares about is just simply being strong, and right now that's what he needs to do, is just beat Gojo, reclaim his title, and prove himself as the strongest. Because right now, I believe these two, as they are right now as of chapter 232, these guys have pushed themselves to the absolute brink. I don't think either of them have ever been pushed this far, ever. But that is everything from me. If you see your name on this list, then you're an absolute giga chad with massive PP energy. And also, if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe, as again, we are trying to get 20k subscribers on this channel before my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, which is crazy because that's on the 27th of September. So I definitely think we could easily do that. Like, we're at what, 16.4 right now? So if you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, I will catch you guys all in the next one. Much love, big kisses, peace.